Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Sir David the Bard, I'm coming to you from my car. I love this black Hyundai. God, it's a fast car, 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. I'm going to start driving the older car. Well, it's not older, the different car, because you shouldn't put this kind of a car in the hands of an old man. Our response time is not what it used to be. Anyway, I'm coming to you from the car here. I got to pick Mercy up. She's been in Europe for a couple of weeks now, and tonight I pick her up at Kangaroo Airport. All the little kangaroos are jumping up and down. They're so excited that she's coming. I'm wearing my hat today because my hair's growing back, and I'm a little embarrassed because it's growing back, and it says Bard, B-A-R-D, and I don't know how that happened. But anyway, I wanted to touch base with you on an idea. A few ideas. I know that the Nifi and Nifui, I don't know, some of the Mormons that write in, think that I'm being tormented. God. Big Mac, Big Coke. Torment me some more, Satan. Oh, God. Compared to being in the church, there's nothing that the Celestial Kingdom can offer me. I'm not interested. I'm interested, I'm happy here, and this may be it for all of us. That brings me to what I want to talk about. I'm getting a little shortness of breath, and something's going on. Now, I don't know, old people get up and they go, oh, my back, oh, my knee, I don't want to give you that shit, because none of it's true. I'm shortness of breath and I'm weak. Obviously, something's going on with the circulatory system. It's either a stent has moved or I need more stents. I've got 5. I'm going for the record, 28 stents. Anyway, I've had bypass, quad bypass. That should still be okay, but who knows? So I got a cardiologist exam on the next couple of weeks. They may put me right in the hospital and want to cut me open. Here's what I want to say. I want to always say the truth. The only reason that these videos have lasted 5 years, and the only reason that I've been able to do the videos, is that basically I try to tell you the truth. Not through my eyes, but the truth. So, am I in the center here? I can't see quite. There I am. When you're going like I am to the cardiologist, I want 2 things. I want a good, accurate diagnosis, and then I want a prognosis. What are the symptoms going to be like? Am I going to live 1 year, 2 years, 8 years, and what will the quality of my life be? Now, I've already made my mind up that I'm not going to be a vegetable. A lot of you think I'm a fruit, but I'm not. I'm not. 14 kids say I'm not. Anyway, it gives me time to think about death. I'm quickly approaching that time in my life, and I take a look over the history of my life, how I've acted, what I've said, the experiences that I've had, and it's a time for remorse or regret. It's a time for wisdom, happiness, joy. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm facing death. They say that there's no foxholes in a atheist pocket. Wait a minute. There's no atheist in a foxhole pocket or a foxhole. There is. I'm an atheist. I don't think anything's going to happen. The Mormons go, oh, he'll find out. There'll be a devil with a tail and a fork and fire and brimstone on his balls. I don't know. The Mormons always have these wonderful ideas that when you don't agree with them, they are the adversaries they're the ambassadors for Satan. They're going to tell you God and Satan are both going to get you. Well, they have on this earth with you people. The Mormons, it was like living in a hell. It was like living in a hell from day to day. I didn't know where I was going. It was just a constant chaotic period of my life I was probably 7 years old when my parents were converted to the church, and I dropped out, resigned from the Mormon church. I wasn't excommunicated. I didn't screw the trees and, do the things that the Mormons hoped I would do so they could say, see, he's one that, Anyway, I resigned when I thought and saw the hat and the rock, the talking rock in a hat. That was a little much for me. So at this time of retribution, at this time of... I love dementia. The dementia is getting worse. No doubt about it. Anyway, this is a time for me to think. Where have I been? Why am I here? And where am I going? And I'm not thankful I was in a cult. I learned an awful lot being in a cult about real life. I've had a good education. I've been able to take care of myself and my family. Yeah, I'm bipolar, and I went through a lot of employment jobs because I'd always quit before I got fired. So if I was there for 3 or 4 days, it was time to quit. But anyway, I'm not afraid. And the Mormons can't make me afraid, and no one else can either. I'm sitting in my beautiful car right here in Kangaroo Land, and, I see thousands of kangaroos jumping, and I know which ones are mine. The ones that are jumping backwards. They're bipolar kangaroo. I don't know if you've ever seen a bipolar kangaroo, but damn, they jump backwards. There's mine. There's 2 of mine. Anyway, there'll come a few minutes that I'll be laying in that hospital bed, and I'll be alone, and I'll have time to think, this may be it. If it is, what's my evaluation? Do I believe in a God? No. Do I believe in a Jesus? Even less. Even less. Do I believe in hell? No, I don't believe that either. I think that my spirit and my body are going to be recycled. I'm hoping to come back as a vagina, but maybe, maybe I won't. I don't know. What's wrong with me? Mental illness, that's what's wrong. Anyway, there'll be those moments just before surgery when they put that mask on me and I pass out. That may be passing into another existence or world or whatever. I don't know, and neither do you. And neither does any other person on this earth knows what the hell happens to us when the body dies. But I'm at peace with the way I've lived and how I've lived. Having bipolar, I didn't know I was bipolar till I was about 48, right in there. I made some very rash and some very erratic, sporadic decisions that certainly affected my family and my children. Once I was diagnosed, I certainly got medications. I'm on meds today. I take 12 meds a day to try to keep me alive, plus my computer. So anyway, there'll be those quiet moments. Well, here comes you can hear my radar going off. I don't know why. I tried to get in a spot where there's no radar, but it found me. It's Mormon radar. I think Monson said, get radar for that car. I want to know where that car is. Here it is. I'm not afraid. And I'm going to go down with a smile and down with the satisfaction that I am not a Mormon, that I did not stay with the beliefs when I found out they weren't true. I'm proud of myself that no one forced me out of the church. No one excommunicated me. I didn't commit any great sins. I just simply sat and pondered and thought, talking rocks and 14-year-old girls and 41 wives is too much. I can't believe that, and I won't believe it. I don't have to believe it, and I don't. So there's those quiet moments that when we're ready to go and we know we're ready to go and we could be going, are those private, and I'm going to say sacred, feelings. And what I would do, and what I did last time before I had open heart, is I laid there the 10 minutes before I went into the operating room and thought about all the good things that have happened to me and the things that I like. I think of the Philippines and the beautiful beaches and the palm trees and the coconut trees and the beautiful girls. Oh my God. You know, if I die, I hope that this hereafter life is in a small village of beautiful Filipino women. I think of the Philippines and how happy I am that I'm an American, how beautiful it was in the Philippines. I think of my education, that I feel very lucky that I was able to go to some schools and get some education. I feel very lucky that I haven't had a lot of pain at all. Here I am pushing 70, and I don't have knee pain, leg pain. You know, I have one pain in the ass. That's still the Mormon Church. That's the only pain that I'm going to go to the grave with. So I've been very lucky that way. When I think of wives and children and individual children, I have 2 or 3 kids that just really have made me extremely proud. I had to have 14 so that I could get 2 or 3 that were worth something. Hey, it's like any factory. When you make kids, you got to make enough of them that they're going to get 2 or 3 that are perfect, but the rest of them, they're going to be in the flawed bag. So I'm not real serious about it. I'm not cavalier about it. I'm just at peace. Really at peace. And that's important to me, that I'm at peace. So I'm just kind of reporting to you here in the next week or 2. I'm going to go in, and then I'll make the decision. If he says, you know, this is who you are, your heart is starting to fail, and you're just going to have to live your life out that way, I'll say, okay, but you know, I'm not gonna say a word, you know. If he says we can do this, we can do that, give you another 7 or 8, 10 years, I'll probably take it again this time, and that's because of my family. They need my income. As long as I'm alive, there's income that flows into them. And so I would do that for them, not because I want to be here for another 10 years. I don't. I never, since I was 12 years old, I've always wanted to die and be gone, but, you know, the God, your God has punished me by making me stay here. So anyway, I just wanted to report to you that whether the videos come or go, it depends upon whether I come or go. And I'm not coming much anymore, if I can tell you that right now. You know, I appreciate you and you listening to my bullshit. I appreciate the letters and the comments and the hope. Some of you say I make you laugh. Great. I think that's great. I'd love to have someone make me laugh. Well, Marie Osmond could jump on me and tickle me. That would make me laugh. Anyway, there's my obsession. You know, I have 2 bucket list events that I still need to do or would like to do. One of them is to put Marie Osmond's panties over my head like a hat. A baker's hat in the temple doesn't look any more silly than those underpants on my head. And the other is I want to fly a plane. I want to take off by myself, and I want to land by myself. I don't need to have a pilot's license. I just want to. The one thing that I didn't do in this life that I wanted to do, and that was to be a pilot, enough to be able to go over on Saturday and rent a plane and fly around. I haven't had the money. I haven't had the time. I had all the kids instead. And the one thing in my bucket list still is I'd like to take some lessons and get good enough that I could do a solo, up and down. Once that's over with, it's over with. I don't need to do any more flying. I just want to have that feeling that I can do it. So anyway, this is Sir David the Bard. I'm not signing off. I'm not signing in. I'm signing here for the Mormon Church. Here's my signs, tokens, and symbols, you know. Pele hail me 3 times. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth. That's the true order of prayer. And the silliness of health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. That is called the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail. Do I have any remorse and regrets? I do have one. And it haunts me. It just haunts me. And I'm not ashamed to tell you what it is. I'm ashamed that I did it. And when, I don't know, it still hurts me to even say anything about it. Ty, my father-in-law, was helping me work, and I was teaching him, and he made a mistake the first weeks of his training that almost cost me a lot. And I just started screaming and screaming and screaming and yelling at him. And, you know, he'd only been in the country a month or two. He worshiped me. He thought I was a god. You know, that's how silly he was. And when he made the mistake, it was a critical mistake. And I was just beside myself, screaming and yelling and yelling. And I feel I feel right now, as I'm telling you, how awful I was. He hung his head, and there were tears in his eyes that he wanted to be an American. He finally got to America, and this is how an American treated him, because he wasn't educated and he wasn't able to do some of the things that he can do now. He does them now automatically, but back then. And after 1 or 2 days of me looking at my behavior and myself, I went to him, put my arms around him and said, you know, this one regret I have in life is the way I treated you. And I'm sorry. He said, I don't worry about it. It's okay. I said, well, it's okay for you. Maybe you can forgive me, but I can't forgive myself. I should have never treated you like that. It was worse than, you know, kicking a puppy and, you know, kicking a guy when he's down. And I've regretted that. That's the only regret I have in this life, is that my bipolar, I'm not going to blame it on bipolar, but it certainly exacerbated the situation. That I would make a human being feel so low with my voice and my mouth, and he's trapped in a car in a country he can't get out, and I can just beat him up with my words. And I really regret that. I have a lot of remorse for that, and if I have to support him the rest of my life, which I do, and take care of him in his sickness and health, I'll never be able to pay back those moments that I took from his life that I'm sure he probably was suicidal because of my behavior and my comments. So anyway, if I come on again, what's wrong with me? Is my mind always in the gutter? I do see the gutter. There goes my mind. It's in the gutter. Anyway. If I survive, I'll be back. If I don't survive, screw you all. I'm gone. I'm gone to a place better than this. No place can be worse than where I am right now, this very minute. And you Mormons that think that Satan is going to poke me in the balls with his fork, maybe he will. That'll be better than living with you Mormons. There's no punishment Satan can come up with. So anyway, I'm not afraid. There are atheists in foxholes, and I'll take it like a man as I'm whimpering and running from the hospital, and the nurses are trying to drag me back in. You know, I talk big now, but they'll take pictures of me running like a coward down the hall. Help! Help! They're gonna kill me! I believe in God. I love God. God is great. Every religion, you know, I'll call on Muslims and monks and Buddha and I don't know. So anyway, this is Sir David the Bard. I'm happy to be with you. I'm so happy that you'll listen to me. You're my therapy. You're my mother. You're my father. You're my everything. And if I've made any of you smile or any of you happy, or if I've made someone's life better, that's what this was all about. That's what this is all about. And if I do go into the hospital, I promise you I will make one more recording from the hospital before they cut me open. Because after they cut me open, you know, all the little demons are going to come out, and I may not be able to get out of it. So anyway, Live a good life. I said something the other day and it stuck with me. Don't make skeletons because you got to live with them. Don't make any skeletons. You got to live with them. And I'm proud that I've been able to do this for 5 years, and the Mormons have not been able to do one thing except shut down my advertising. I've made no money, zero, no money on these videos. I've given away all the rights to my videos to anybody that wants them, reproduces them. You can go on Google and see some people have reproduced them and packaged them and whatever. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't want any money. I don't need any money. And the Mormons, if they could have found a skeleton, I wouldn't be talking to you today, now would I? Would I? Please don't make skeletons. The son of a bitches are hard as hell to live with. Do what's right. Let the consequence follow. You know, that's the song the Mormons used to sing. Again, it's satanic because they say one thing and they do exactly the opposite. But don't make a skeleton or a closet of skeletons. You know, we live in a society now of video cameras everywhere. What we say, what we do, who we are. They're watching from the video cameras, from the satellites, from outer space. It's better to live a good life. Enjoy your life, but don't build skeletons. Skeletons are a bitch to live with, and that's why I don't have any skeletons. I've just tried to live a decent life. I'm nothing special, but I'm telling you, don't let any skeletons come into your life. They're mean people to live with. So this bar's gone.